Hi, this is Miss Leone again, and I'm going to talk to you about transitions. So in your story, you're taking readers on a journey. To make that journey enjoyable, you need to make sure your reader is never confused or lost while they read. So one of the best ways to guide your reader through your writing is to use effective transitions. Words and phrases that show the relationship between ideas, sentences, and paragraphs. Transitions act as little signposts in a piece of writing to help the reader along. Some examples of transition words are first, second, third, or meanwhile, later. This passage from Frog has all of the transition words and phrases highlighted. Some of these are pretty long, like these two. Both of these contain a lot of words that aren't transition words, but as a group they behave like transition words, connecting the different parts of the story. Sometimes people talk about a story flowing well. These stories probably have a lot of good transitions in them. Take a look at this passage without the transitions. Okay, so I want you to, I'll read it out loud. I put music on. I turned it up loud. They were always telling me to turn it down. I danced around the kitchen. I went straight for the fridge. I grabbed a gallon of ice cream, a bottle of chocolate syrup, and a can of whipped cream. I got a spoon. I crawled on top of the kitchen island. I ate the ice cream straight out of the carton, globbed on whipped cream and chocolate syrup whenever I wanted. There's no transitions whatsoever compared to this, where they're saying the first thing I did, blah, 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 blah. Then I did this, where I grabbed that, and I did this. The next hour was this. And it would have gone all night, on like that all night if, but when I came out. These are all transitions. So, it's very choppy in this version, and the events don't seem connected to one another. It's hard for me as a reader to know the sequence of what is happening. Another way you can create transition in narrative writing is to use space. In two places in the story Frog, you'll see extra space between paragraphs. This is one way to show that a chunk of time has passed. Usually this is done because nothing really interesting happens in that span of time, so the author just makes a jump. Try not to do this too much, because I think it'll be hard for your reader to really dig into your story if you have a bunch of blank spaces like this showing time passing. So now you're going to find places in your story to add transitions. Look for places that feel choppy or where the reader might need help understanding how things are connected. You're going to use this list that I'm going to share with you on Schoology. So let me show you that. So here's the list of transitional words and phrases for you. These are all options that you can use. So these are the ones that you'd use to add something, to illustrate something, to clarify, to show time. So if you're telling a story of this happens first, then next, first, second, third, these are lots of options for you to use. To show cause. Okay, so these are awesome for, I would use this closer to the end of my story. As a result of my friend forgiving me for stealing her watch, I never ended up stealing from somebody again. Or, if you want to change the subject, or to contrast or compare things, you can use these. And here's a way that you can show exceptions. Don't forget, right now you're going to go through your narrative. You're going to add transition words where it's necessary in your writing.